Link. Interior suburban home, night. A darkened hallway.
VIvian?
A closed door, painted in impressionistic earth tones. A paper taped on the door. In simple cursive, it says, "You're on Earth. There's no cure for that. Beckett." A hand reaches out and opens it cautiously.
VIvian?
Interior VIvian's room, night. The hallway light spills into the cluttered room of a teenage girl. Moving into the dimly lit room, there's crumpled clothing on the floor and empty fast food containers. And then we can see something on the floor near the bed. A leg sticking out from under a pile of clothes. Rushing to the body, we can see it belongs to a 16-year-old girl in crumpled pajamas. Her body is still, her skin is pale. Her lips blue, caked in dry vomit. Her eyes empty. Blackout. Interior, theater, day. Wes, an intensely intelligent 17-year-old, opens his eyes. He sits in the audience section looking disoriented, slightly disheveled. He's in a fluorescent-lit black box theater where two hyperactive teens, Dots and Gideon, are barely learning their fight choreography on the stage. Haley, a teen with purple streaks and an aura of cool confidence, is trying to teach them, but it's devolving into a wrestling match. Several other teens are hanging out on the side, on their phones, with intermittent spasms of laughter. Wes sits about 50 feet away from the action in the audience, lost in thought. A buzzing sound. Wes glances down at his smartphone. Another email has arrived in his inbox. It's from VIvianT@gmail.com. The subject line says, "Please open this one."
The email started about 2 weeks after the service.
Wes scrolls down and stares at 4 more emails from VIvianT@gmail.com.
A month after...
Wes opens Instagram. There is a post titled, "Remembering Vivian Talbot." Over 400 people have commented on it.
After VIvian killed herself.
There is a candid shot of Wes and Vivian at the school prom, dressed to the nines. A comment says, "We miss you, Viv, every day." Title, link. From the audience, Wes looks at Haley trying to control the chaos on stage.
Everyone has gotten back to normal. Even my best friend Haley.
Haley yells at Gideon, who has Dots in a headlock. Dots giggling uncontrollably. All of the other teens cheering Gideon on.
Well, almost everyone.
Wes stands up. He can't take any more of this. Haley sees this and leaves the rambunctious crowd to move towards Wes.
Hey.
Wes half smiles at her. She returns with a warm grin.
I want to show you something.
Interior foyer entrance to theater, day. Midday sunlight streams through the large windows onto Wes and Haley sitting at a small table.
How's it going with Karen?
How's it going with Karen? What do you think?
I know, but I thought maybe she was going to be helpful. She was for me, with my dad.
Well, she tries.
Because of her, I started journaling. At first, I told her she was crazy. It was like 5 weeks after he had passed, and I wasn't in the mood to hear some more shrink bullshit, but then one day I just started. She said sometimes it helps to write down the things or people you appreciate. You want to know who made the top 3?
Haley smiles at Wes. Wes feels embarrassed.
You beat out Gideon and Roofy.
Wes almost laughs.
Wow, lucky me, a maniac brother and a dog.
Damn straight.
Haley reaches down into her bag and pulls out something.
I was going through some of my things and I wasn't sure, but I thought it might help.
Haley places a framed picture on the table in front of Wes. The picture shows Wes and Vivian in each other's arms, sitting on a rock, clearly in love. There's a handwritten caption, V and W on big rock. Wes cautiously picks it up. A low humming noise, echoes of laughter. Wes feels his hands trembling.
Are you okay?
Wes doesn't respond. A buzzing sound. He looks down at his smartphone. Another email, the subject line, "Please, open this." Interior, theater, day. Wes bursts into the theater, breathing heavily. On the stage, Gideon and Dots are still roughhousing. Gideon sees Wes approaching the stage. Behind Wes, Haley is close behind, concerned.
Hey, you should be my fight partner, Wesley. Dots sucks.
Wes has tunnel vision and just shakes his head, trying to move past Gideon and escape.
Come on, dude. You think you could take me?
Wes slows down because Gideon is blocking the way. A low rumbling sound.
Please, not now.
Gideon smiles and playfully pushes Wes.
Come on, dude. You're Tybalt. You're supposed to be the fighter.
Not Now.
The sound surges. Gideon chuckles and pushes Wes again.
Haley taught you those moves, right? Right?
Gideon throws a light punch at Wes. The sound is deafening.
Come on, Gideon,
Wes slams a hard right into Gideon's face. Crack. Gideon drops to the ground. Everyone freezes, staring at Wes. Wes closes his eyes. Flashes of images. VIvian's body on the floor.
VIvian! VIvian!
Empty medicine bottles on the floor. Interior, bathroom, day. Wes stumbles into the bathroom out of breath. He rushes to the sink. He splashes water on his face, trying to slow down. Buzz, buzz. Wes looks at his phone. Another email from viviant@gmail.com. He takes a deep breath. He presses the email to open it. Inside, there's a link to a video. On video. It's a video shot on an iPhone. Portrait style, it's filming Wes asleep in his bed, early morning.
Where was it? Where was our first date?
Wes groans, burying his head in his pillow.
What time is it?
Cut to midday, living room. The camera is pointed at Wes on a computer on the couch. VIvian is sitting close, resting her legs on Wes's lap.
Hello? You forgot, didn't you?
Wes smiles. He looks like he's enjoying this game.
Do you need a hint?
Denny's? Applebee's?
Applebee's? Applebee's.
Wes laughs. VIvian throws an empty can of Diet Coke at his head.
What the?
Cut to late afternoon. The camera is chasing Wes on a green, grassy field. You can hear VIvian laughing breathlessly.
You are so dead. Answer me, asshole.
Wes can't stop laughing. He trips and falls, but keeps laughing. Cut to early evening. Soft sound of crickets. Wes exhausted on a couch, his head resting on VIvian's lap. VIvian plays with Wes's hair. Wes grins. He's as happy as one can be. Cut to back to the bathroom.
Black Rock.
Wes stares at the mirror. Instead of his own reflection, he can see a mountainous cliff made of alabaster stone, the sharp white sun shining down.
Please? Remember.
Interior lobby, day. Haley drags Gideon by the arm down the lobby towards the bathrooms.
He hit me.
But you instigated it.
Instigated? Instigated?
You know what I mean.
Karen said it's good to get back to normal. Not everybody wants to dwell in it.
Yeah, but can't you see that not everyone is up to that? Are you blind, asshole?
Maybe it's better this way. Maybe it's better to treat him like a normal person, not some kind of walking dead.
Really? Better? By pushing him around and causing him to freak out?
So what do you want? You want us to just sit around and listen to sad music until we want to end it too?
God, for once in your life, for once, just listen to your sister.
This is so messed up.
Do you remember what it was like? Do you? That night after Dad and every night after that.
Haley catches herself. She's too upset. Gideon becomes very quiet. He remembers too. From the men's room, Wes exits, looking shaken. Haley with Gideon in tow approaches Wes. Wes looks up and sees them, trying to focus.
Hey.
Hey.
So, Gideon has something he wants to say to you.
Gideon is struggling. Haley gives him a not-so-gentle nudge.
I know, back there, I was just...
Yeah, he's sorry. And he has something else to say.
I do?
Haley just stares a hole in Gideon's head.
Oh, right. Yeah.
He wants to invite you to the house tonight. We all thought it would be good to just be together.
Totally. Together. My idea.
Awkward pause. Wes is not sure what to say.
Can you come?
Wes smiles.
Sure. Of course. I'll be there.
Really?
What? Of course. I wouldn't miss it.
Haley almost doesn't believe it. Too easy.
Great. So are we done?
Haley pinches Gideon, who winces in pain.
Ow!
Okay, we'll see you tonight at 6. I'll pick you up.
Awesome.
Wes gives them a nod and quickly makes his way to the exit. Haley watches him with suspicion.
Can you stop hurting me now?
Exterior, road to Mount Diablo, late afternoon. The sky, filled with scattered clouds, turns to dark blue and burnt orange. Wes's jeep hurtles along a twisting snake-like road, heading to top of Mount Diablo. Along the edge of the road, you can see that the drop-off is hundreds of feet. Exterior, outside of Wes's home, late afternoon. Haley impatiently waits outside of Wes's home in her early 2000 Tercel. Interior, Haley's Tercel, continuous. Haley tightly grips her phone.
Where are you? You said to pick you up at your place. Nobody's here. Call me.
Haley exhales and hangs up. She stares at the dark windows of the 2-story suburban home, mind racing. She then glances down at her purse, the frame of the picture sticking out. She slides it out. She sees the picture of Wes and VIvian, and the caption, W&V at Black Rock. Exterior, park entrance, sunset. Wes pulls his Jeep to the sign. Black Rock, 0.1 miles. He accelerates the Jeep up the steep incline. Exterior, trail entrance, continuous. Wes's Jeep swiftly parks up the side of the road. Wes exits the Jeep and quickly makes his way up the trail. Interior, Haley's Tercel, continuous.
Damn it.
Haley rapidly starts her car and pulls into the street, gunning the engine. Exterior, trail, continuous. Wes hikes up a steep incline. The dirt path rises and curves around large boulders. Wes can see the pathway leading to an opening among the cedars. He pushes himself to climb faster. There is that low humming sound. Wes stares at an area where the trees end and there is a clearing, a dusty stone floor leading to the edge of a cliff, and the silhouette of a figure standing near the edge. Exterior, trail entrance, continuous. Haley's Tercel speeds past the Black Rock sign. Exterior, forest, clearing, continuous. Wes slowly approaches the clearing. Everything seems to blur and that low hum gets louder.
Please.
Wes arrives maybe 15 feet away from the figure.
Remember.
Flashes of moments. Sunlight streaming. Wes and VIvian having a picnic on Black Rock. Sounds of laughter echoing. Back to scene. Wes is now 5 feet away from the figure. He can make out her face distinctly. It's VIvian.
I know what you're thinking.
You do?
It must be crazy.
Well, this is... How do you explain it?
VIvian turns and gazes at Wes. Wes is pulled to her, and VIvian gently takes hold of his hand. Exterior, trail path, sunset. Haley gets out of her Tercel and rushes up the path. Exterior, near the cliff, continuous. Wes holds onto VIvian's hand tightly.
Took you long enough. Why didn't you open the first one?
The emails? So those were...
You're quick. You know that?
I mean...
It just took like 10 of them.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Wes is hurt. His head bows. He's losing it.
Hey. You know me. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
VIvian embraces Wes in a hug. Exterior, trail path, continuous. Haley works her way up the steep part of the trail, accelerating. Exterior, near the cliff, continuous.
Viv, why did you...
Why did I do it?
Wes just looks down. VIvian pulls away.
You didn't leave a note.
Why? So people can feel like they know why I did it. People always want to find the reason. Like there is the reason. My mom's cancer. Dad never around. Overly medicated. The fact that you were going to graduate in a few months. That we were probably never going to... Who cares, Wes? You want to know why people want to find the answer? The real reason? So they don't have to really care or think. Is that what you want? Is that what you're like? You just like them?
Wes looks at VIvian, heartbroken.
Of course not. No.
Then join me.
What?
Come here.
VIvian steps closer to the edge and motions for Wes to come closer. He hesitates, but then takes a step closer. He peers down and sees the drop. It's over 600 feet.
We don't have to be like them.
Wes stares down, leaning in. He wants to. Moments later, VIvian and Wes stand at the edge of the cliff holding hands, almost frozen in time. Haley appears, maybe 15 feet away. She stares at Wes, so close to the edge.
Wes?
Wes keeps his eyes transfixed downward.
VIvian?
Haley inches forward.
It's me. Haley.
Wes seems confused. He looks up and sees Haley, trying to get closer, slowly.
Haley.
VIvian disappears. Wes turns away from Haley and looks back down.
What are you doing here?
You ever get that feeling that No matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, there's no point. You ever get that feeling?
Yeah, all the time.
Wes just shakes his head.
Right.
After Dad died, it took me months just to get out of bed. It felt like, what's the point? I still feel that way. Most mornings.
You don't seem like it.
Well, I push through it.
I wish I was strong.
I'm not strong.
Sure. I believe you.
I'm not. I just know how to ask for help. You have to know how to ask.
I've asked. I'm tired of asking.
Flashes of past images. Wes sitting in the theater, disconnected from his friends.
I'm tired of being a burden.
Wes's friends laughing, oblivious to Wes.
Every time I get this way, people say, "How are you doing?"
Wes walking towards Gideon, his eyes wild.
Or, "Have you talked to Karen?" Like she's the only one I can talk to, a person my parents have to pay.
Wes hits Gideon. Gideon falls to the floor.
Or they say, "You can come to me anytime."
Wes alone at the sink, staring into the mirror.
Really? Anytime?
Back to reality. Wes moves right up to the edge.
I'm so tired.
Haley moves closer, carefully.
Wes, you're wrong. Everyone is still hurting. Everyone. But they just hide it better. And you know what? I didn't tell you this, but last year, like a month after Dad died,
Haley takes a breath.
I felt the exact same way. And you know who stopped me? You know who told me that they shouldn't feel alone? That they would always be there for me.
Wes looks up and sees that Haley is crying.
You promised, Wes.
Haley reaches out, her hand stretched out to Wes.
You're not a burden. Not to me.
Wes looks at his friend. Their eyes meet. Wes's eyes are full of tears, too. Wes opens his hand. Haley moves to grab it. They hold on tightly. They take a long breath. Haley embraces her friend, and Wes holds on to her tightly. The sun slowly melts into the horizon, a burning red line glowing with shades of pink. After a long moment, Wes and Haley walk towards the path entrance, hand in hand, slowly. As they move towards the path, we can see someone watching them from the other side of the clearing. Wes and Haley disappear into the dark contours of the forest as the figure watches. End.